Hi guys, this is Cher with the current event wars. I'm giving you an update here on Las Vegas. I believe this is the sixth one in my series. I have some very interesting information here on this one to take a look at that they haven't seen anything about, and the reason why they're having some situations on the information changing. I got passed on a note here about some other information, but I wanted to see if Mandalay Bay had a helicopter pad and on top of their building, and they don't, because if you looked in my previous first three videos, one of them had a nighttime shot and you could see someone running on top of the top of the building of the Mandalay Bay there. Check those out on my past previous videos. There's one in there of the nighttime shot of that. But also too, I wanted to see if they had a military vet program, which they do, and I guess all the Las Vegas ones do, at each of the hotels, where they get a discount and some special perks. And yes, Mandalay Bay had one too. The other thing I wanted to check into was a cell phone charger that was left in the room. I got some information on that one too, where they said the charger was not of Paddock's, but it was a number on it, CP502520, and it says 3.0V, which is volt, at 600 mAh-MN02 non-chargeable thin battery, cell phone battery. This type of battery, on the article here that I have found online, was used in special forces or CIA forces. So yeah, I just want to give you an update on that, because that was in one of the frames of the videos that I had in my previous. Let me see what news article that was here. Let me look. Go back here. Alright. Hang on just a minute here. But it keeps playing with me here. There we go. Alright, anyway, this was from, I guess, Paddock's room on the charger. And it was an article that was put and brought on, and basically in the news, and it was dated October 5th, 2017 at 8:35 p.m. when this was in there. I'm trying to see if I can get you guys the actual article name here. So anyway, alright, so we're back at the beginning, it looks like. So you got the numbers. If you didn't get the numbers on the cell phone battery, just rewind my video to that area on that. Okay? So, and you'll get that, write that down on a piece of paper, and check that out on what kind of battery it was. But this article here that I found online that someone else that also recorded too, was basically telling about what type of cell phone thing it was in the room. But they're also telling in this article too that there's other situations going on as well. Not from the cell phone battery, but from another issue. So anyway, I thought that was interesting. And then someone else gave me another article about a helicopter behind, a possible helicopter flying behind or around Mandalay Bay, going from the actual concert over to the first tower of Mandalay Bay, and then the second tower of Mandalay Bay, or whatever. But you'll see It says, why doesn't anybody look up? Good question. My opinion is misdirection. The word spread amongst the crowds that was firing from Mandalay Bay. So I'm going to try to move this forward slowly if I can. Now it says, notice he had something on top of Mandalay Bay. Let's jump back a moment. I wanted to show you something. It says, while hearing a helicopter close to the cameraman, another helicopter was seen by Mandalay Bay. Watch in the red circles. So this person actually has a video that has a helicopter flying around. At least they think it was a helicopter. Who knows? It could have been something else, like a plane. But the way it moves, I don't think so. And I did find out Las Vegas has many helicopter charters for sightseeing. So watch the red circle here that I have here. And I'm going to try to jump around a little bit where you can see them going. Excuse me. So I'm going to go ahead and play it, and then I want you to see where it goes from left, from the concert area over here, around back behind here, through here. So watch the video starting up over here. That's where it will start coming in. So see, there's a right between the towers right there. See it? So the person actually hung out between those towers for a little bit of time, between the two towers on that helicopter. So I'm going to try to stop it again. And see if I can go back the frame where it shows, right about here. I'm going to try to play it there as soon as it backs up. Alright, so see, this is the concert area is like around here, and then see right here where the red circle is a helicopter. And if you watch it, don't watch the runner so much, but we'll follow the red circle. Because you gotta remember, this guy is on video. I know it's not a good shot, but it's on the web. You can check it out. But he has tried to keep where the helicopter is, and tried to record it as he's running. Alright, so let me see if I can get a better. Let me go back. Let me see if I can get a better picture, maybe. Because it does show where it comes in and out from where the stage is over to Mandalay Bay. Then it looks, well, the helicopter doesn't go in front of it, but goes in the back of it. And then hovers between both of them. So, okay, right here. Let's see. But it actually, it's really weird. It like stops between both towers there at Mandalay Bay. Alright, so right here's the red circle. This is where it's coming. Now watch, it's going to drop down here and go over here. Watch closely. Watch the red circle. See right there in the middle? See that little sparkle? That's the helicopter. Watch. Now it's going to go over to Mandalay Bay. Okay, see? It's going over to Mandalay Bay. Now it's going behind it. Now it says we see two helicopters at play here. This helicopter approaches left behind. The helicopter approaches left behind Mandalay Bay, and then comes between. So see, it will hover now in between them. Interesting. So they're saying it hung out between the towers and then followed the other helicopter. So my question is, to me, is it a charter? Is it the police in the helicopter? Or is it an actual special forces operation type helicopter? And being that this is at night, usually they probably would have, to me, would have more chartered flights of helicopters during the day than they would at night. But I could see them doing night because it'd be pretty lights maybe at night. But also too, it would have to be cleared through air control. So someone needs to check out the FCC records on the air patrol in Las Vegas, because that definitely wasn't a plane. That was a helicopter, especially if it's hovering. So I wanted to bring this to someone's attention, but then if it's in my first 5 videos, also to the helicopter, if it was a special military force kind of helicopter, I pointed to this in my first 3 or 4 videos, that the girlfriend of Padlock, Danley, had an ex-husband, which was Gary Danley, which is retired Special Forces, an LTC, Gary Danley, U.S. retired Special Forces. And that person, maybe walking on top of the roof, could have been him. And someone picked him up with a helicopter, which I could see them doing, very easily off of a high-rise like that. And the cell phone charger now, since we found that in the previous video here of what kind of cell phone charger it was a Special Forces cell phone charger. So that led me to believe, and I have a green light. I've had green lights on this man right here, Gary Danley. The evidence is mounting. It's it's got to be him, because the correlation with the girlfriend with Paddock, it all adds up. So they need to find this Gary Danley and hold him. I believe him and other special forces are involved with the situation on this, and the reason why is his This is, I found this in a list, the Gary Danley thing, in a list from Liberty News, because it was a Benghazi letter from 700 retired military special operations professionals. Some are still current and going, and others are not. A lot of them are retired. But what they need to do is do a complete swipe, security swipe on the whole 700 names on this list, because this is what gave me my instinct to look into this list, and I really don't have a lot of time to do all the backgrounds on all this. I mean, that's 700 names. I need help from outside here, someone to help me research each one of these names. And I'm not meaning any disrespect from any of these people on this list. They did a great service to our country. But when they're involved with something like this in Las Vegas, and it's killing people, civilians, that's against my ethics there. Unless there's a cause, and they were going to do bodily harm to somebody. So, this list can be found with Liberty News with the Benghazi letter from 700 retired military special operations professionals. The list is in there. It's linked to Hillary and Obama, too. It's dated April 9th, 2013. And also, too, I found something very interesting in this letter as well. Let me back it up all the way if I can. But I've got to read to you a little bit what this article says, which kind of mashes everything together. It says, this is where the Benghazi letter, I'll read to you. Benghazi letter from 700 retired military special operations professionals. Yes, the attack on the consulate in Benghazi, it should be still news, they said. There have been few accounts or details from the Obama administration from their account of the details surrounding the conduct during the event. The Obama administration was notified by email of the attack of Benghazi consulate within minutes of when it began, shortly after the U.S. Embassy Stevens was murdered along with State Department Sean Smith. Then President Obama jetted off to Vegas to fundraise for two former Navy SEALs, Tyrone Woods and Glenn Daugherty, were about to get killed by mortar fire. Their deaths happened a little over 7 hours after the raid, according to the release of the CIA time. So this also links not only Hillary to it, because Hillary's connected to Benghazi, but this also connects Obama to it, because he was aware of Benghazi. Also, what really puts Mr. Obama on the hot seat, former Prez, that he jetted off to Vegas. Okay, right here it says, jetted off to Vegas for a fundraiser for two former Navy SEALs. So, if you put Paddock's plane in factor with this, and you put in on the past videos, or you can find the videos online anywhere, that you can find the numbers on the plane. And Obama has actually used Paddock's plane. And so since Obama has gone to Vegas now, Paddock has gone to Vegas. You see what I'm saying? And since this is dealing with Navy SEALs and dealing with the military, special services, okay, being Benghazi, you put two and two together, right? So it gets very interesting. And then it goes on to say that it says mainstream partisan press completely and willingly ignored how The Obama administration initially attribute towards the Benghazi to some YouTube video that nobody watched. That's why their story, and they were sticking to it until 2 weeks later when the Obama administration acknowledged that it was a well-orchestrated attack. They are still unanswered questions, and we have to get answers from the president, it says in this article, as to what he knew and details of his participation and role in the event that evening. We are also questioning on the heads of the CIA and under FBI investigation for nearly 6 months, and the president knew nothing about it. There are these and many more overall questions regarding the incident, and the American people deserve answers and the truth. So, and here is the letter. It says, to the U.S. House of Representatives, subject Benghazi attack 9/11/2012. Okay, so you can read all this online and their questions that they ask. And there's plenty of questions here. So, and all the people that I told you about, the 700 people, including the girlfriend there of Padlock, her ex-husband, he's on this list. So you guys can go ahead and check this out and do some your own investigating on it and check it and see. Okay, but yeah, I believe that special forces here are included in the Las Vegas situation. We definitely have a giveaway on one of them, and I gave you the name, and you guys can check it out for yourselves. But here's another piece to the puzzle, right? So you come to your own conclusion. This is what I've researched so far, and we'll bring out some more stuff as it comes and goes. But I would really, really need your help out there. If you guys would, subscribe to my channel and pass the word on. Okay? Please subscribe. Alright, this is Cher with Current Event Wars. And please subscribe.